fully loaded facts about John Wick. Starring Keanu Reeves. John Wick is an action-packed neo-noir film that follows a retired hitman who seeks a very bloody revenge. Find out 12 facts you didn't know about John Wick. 1. John Wick was originally titled Score. Screenwriter Derek Kolstad wrote a revenge thriller titled Scorn that first circulated back in 2012. Kolstad said he was inspired by films like 2008's Taken and 2004's Man on Fire, which both featured determined men with special skills out for revenge. By the time the movie was released in 2014, it had become John Wick. The reason, Kolstad explained, was that Keanu Reeves kept referring to the script by the character's name and distributor Lionsgate believed it would be too much free publicity to lose. 2. John Wick got his name from a real person. When Kolstad was writing Score, he decided to name his protagonist after his grandfather, John Wick, a businessman who owned Wick Building Systems in Madison, Wisconsin. Kolstad was initially worried his grandfather might not consider it a compliment. Wick is a contract killer, after all, but the real Wick was flattered. I was tickled by Derek using my name for a movie. And the hitman character was frosting on the cake. The real Wick told Madison magazine in 2017. 3. John Wick employs several shooting styles depending on the combat situation. He uses a center-axis relock stance for close combat and changes into Weaver and isosceles stances for long-range shooting. 4. John Wick was directed by the stuntman who worked with Keanu Reeves on The Matrix. When Reeves committed to John Wick, he looped in Chad Stahelski and David Leitch, two stuntmen who collaborated with Reeves on the intense action sequences in 1999's The Matrix and operated 8711 Action Design, an action and stunts company for films. Reeves wanted them involved with the action choreography for John Wick, but was also secretly hoping the two would want to direct the film. Fortunately for all involved, they agreed. Stahelski ultimately received a solo directing credit on the film due to Directors Guild of America rules. Leitch was credited as a producer. 5. The tattoo on Wick's back that reads Fortis Fortuna Adjuvat translates to Fortune favors the bold. 6. The dog that John Wick owns in the movie is a beagle puppy named Andy. Andy was 8 weeks old when the film was made. 7. Keanu Reeves recovered from shooting John Wick by taking ice baths. Though he was nearing the age of 50 when he began shooting John Wick, Reeves was still game to perform many of the stunts and tumbling around that come with an action film role. In 2014, Reeves told the Los Angeles Times that he had a method for recovering from a long day of shooting ice baths. I first learned about ice on The Matrix, but this was another level, he said. I'd get home from a day of filming, get the water to 37 degrees, and line it up to my neck. Heaven. 8. Bridget Moynihan didn't read the entire John Wick script. Bridget Moynihan, who plays Helen Wick, John's deceased wife, in flashbacks, said she purposely didn't read the entire script so that she wouldn't be affected by her husband's aptitude for killing. There was a large portion of the story that I didn't want to be informed about. Moynihan said, I didn't want or need to know that side of John. Helen brought love and light and joy into his life. Knowing the other side of it would make it a different story for me. 9. The action in John Wick had to be muted on the set. Few viewers walk away from John Wick thinking the film was too reserved in its action sequences. But on location in New York City, Stahelski and Leitch had to exercise caution when it came to staging shootouts and car chases. And not just for safety. Their filming permit didn't allow for blank ammunition, so computer-generated muzzle flashes were often used. The permit also prohibited cars from speeding even when streets were blocked off. 10. John Wick is also a playable character in the video game Payday 2, 2013. (11) John Wick is Keanu Reeves' sixth time playing a character named John. The other roles were as Johnny Utah in Point Break, 1991. Don John in Much Ado About Nothing, 1993. Johnny Mnemonic in Johnny Mnemonic, 1995. John Constantine in Constantine, 2005. And as John in Generation 2012. (12) John Wick has a hobby that didn't make the final cut. While John Wick's interests in life seem to be mostly restricted to killing people in creative ways, he's apparently able to express himself through less violent means, too. According to Reeves, the script for John Wick included a scene in which Wick works on restoring old leather-bound books. It was filmed but didn't make the final edit.